story, Johnny. And this story review, we're going to be talking about the 8th episode of Sosano Frieren. In this action-packed episode, I'm going to be talking about everything superb about it. Epic style, baby. I'm going to have to shoot you over a quick spoiler warning, because Frieren is something you really gotta experience by watching. So if you haven't watched it yet, go to it now. This episode was amazing. Heed my warning and enjoy this story review. We begin, and Frieren is confronted by Trot, a demon executioner who plans to kill her. She easily defeats him, but he had killed the guard before entering the room. Frieren flees, knowing that she will likely be blamed for the murder. Fern and Stark discuss what to do next, with Stark being hesitant to confront the demons. Grant arrives to manage to know where Trot is. The demons kill his men, render him helpless, and demand to reveal how to lower the barrier that guards the city. Fern and Stark head towards the castle to petition for Frieren's release, but they spot her on the way and learn that she is leaving. Frieren says there's a bunch of magic outside the town, and he concludes that the demons are waiting for the barrier to fall. She decides to head out and meet the group herself. Stark arrives on the scene and forces a confrontation with the demons. He's unable to land a blow, but Fern is able to nearly fell Luger with a single spell. Seeing Granat injured, Stark decides to retreat to get medical aid. Fern and Stark learn that Frieren has been teaching Fern far more than she realizes. Fern prepares to face off with the demons and their sage leader. The episode ends with her suspended in midair, mounted to her back, looking like an angel of death. I find it quite interesting how the characters are portrayed in this episode. Firstly, we should look at Frieren. After escaping the prison, she goes into stealth mode, where she wears a cloak that barely covers her face, and is recognized by Fern immediately. Honestly, it's pretty funny, considering Frieren is a 1,000-year-old mage, and is pretty childish in most matters. Secondly, with a very good twist in expectations, is Graf Granat. When Frieren breaks out of the prison, he confronts the demons, telling them that she had escaped. When we first see the scene, we probably believe that he thinks Frieren is the killer and is going to go after her. However, this is not the case. Upon seeing that one of the demons is missing, he comes to the correct conclusion that they had attempted to kill Frieren, killing a guard in the process. Also, due to how Frieren acted during her arrest. I love all of the characters in Frieren so much, and it seems that every single one has their own built character, no matter how much or little time they've spent on screen. The episode progresses the story a great deal in amazing ways. First off, I think one of the best things is that we see how strong Fern and Stark have become. Frieren tells them so, believing that they would have no problem battling Luger and leading the two demons. So they go on the attack. Stark begins fighting Luger, blood against blade, and he stands on his own. Then Fern appears out of the ether and blasts a freaking hole into Luger. Ow! He says that couldn't have been Soltrek, as Soltrek was too weak. But it was! Fern's magic was simply that powerful. And more than that, they made the wise decision to retreat with the Graf. Smart choice. Just in a short time, Frieren and Eisen's training has paid off and turned them into strong and better people. As the demons try to find a way to take down the barrier, Frieren decides to take on part of the guillotine, deciding that it's better for her to stop this at the head, to deal with her once and for all. Honestly, the fights, combat, and just everyday movements were done incredibly well in this episode. The scene where Trot is tagging Frieren with a wire of magic, and Frieren just being so smug and unbothered about was so great. As well, Graf Granat's short battle against Luger was very interesting. A blood whip destroyed all his men, but the Graf was able to stand on his own for a couple of seconds. He also got pierced in the end. And of course, we gotta talk about the fight of the apprentices, where it's Stark and Fern against Luger and Lini. Stark clashed against Luger's web of blood, striking him back and defending the Graf. Then Fern pops up with a blast of light we're quite familiar with, and blasts a hole in Luger. This was done quite well, as the explosion of blood is quite well placed and cinematic. I love the animation in this episode, just in every episode, and this one's fights just as good as the others. Well, that was episode 7 of Sosano Frieren. I'll be back here for the 8th episode. It's gonna be great. It's Frieren versus or the Guillotine. Get back here when I post that, and I'll see you then.